In the light of recent Supreme Court decisions upholding the Constitution, Democrats are seeking ways to get the court to stop doing that. The controversy began after the court issued rulings forbidding racism in college admissions, allowing people to express opinions of which the state disapproves, and denying Joe Biden the right to steal our money to pay for college loans we didn't take out. The Democrat Party feels these decisions are unfair because without racism, censorship, and stealing people's money, there would be no Democrat Party. Then Democrats would no longer be able to help people. They'd lose their jobs, and they'd be forced to live on the streets with all the people they've helped. Young people especially are pressuring the Biden administration to take measures to stop the court from enforcing the Constitution. The young people argue that some stupid 18th century document written on weird, crinkly brown paper in a font that isn't even on their cell phones should not outweigh the uninformed opinions of a bunch of self-certain cretins who have enough time on their hands to create elaborately produced TikTok videos about purple grimace milkshakes and then wonder why they can't pay back their student loans. One Democrat suggestion on how to fix the court's upholding the Constitution problem involves expanding the court from 9 justices to 9 justices, 3 Barack Obama bobblehead dolls, and 1 Bose Soundlink playing Don't Feel Right at full volume to distract from Democrats' racism, censorship, and stealing our money. Another suggestion is that Congress should pass a new code of ethics for the court so they can impeach any justices who have ethics. Still yet another idea came from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who delivered an impassioned speech in Congress while the men in the chamber attempted to click on her, hoping to see more pictures of women with large breasts, only to be disappointed by some boring slideshow of black and white photographs of turn-of-the-century New York. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez said, quote, "I have some very serious thoughts about how to curtail the power of the court, and I believe," but then everyone stopped listening to her because really, who cares about turn-of-the-century New York? Another suggestion came from Rhode Island Senator and thuggish lowlife Sheldon Whitehouse, who wrote a letter to Chief Justice John Roberts saying, quote, "As the Supreme Court is an essential part of our democracy, it would be a shame if it was sprayed with machine gun bullets tomorrow unless the court delivers the correct decisions to my office before noon in an unmarked brown paper bag," unquote. In a statement released to the press, Senator Ted Cruz criticized Whitehouse, saying his letter constituted a subtle threat against the court. Senator Whitehouse responded to the statement by sending the press a pair of Cruz's pants wrapped around a dead fish. Amazingly, the news media has reiterated the Democrat Party's ideas without the Democrats moving their lips even once. In fact, NPR smeared Clarence Thomas for fake ethics violations even while Nancy Pelosi was drinking a glass of water. MSNBC host Joy Reid protested the Supreme Court's anti-racism decision by saying she could never have gotten into Harvard if it weren't for affirmative action, as if anyone had ever thought for even a moment that Joy Reid could have gotten into Harvard without affirmative action. The Washington Post, where democracy dies in darkness after the Washington Post pushes it down a flight of stairs into darkness, has repeatedly tried to sell the narrative that Joe Biden will lose the votes of young people if he doesn't destroy the freedom of the court. Although it might also help if Biden stopped firing buckshot at young people and screaming, "Get off my lawn." Meanwhile, the court is facing another session of important cases that will decide, for instance, whether states can require you to show proof of age before pretending to listen to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, whether the Second Amendment guarantees the right of Supreme Court justices to bear arms while exchanging gunfire with Sheldon Whitehouse, and whether the First Amendment protects the right of the Washington Post to say democracy dies in darkness, or if coming from the Washington Post, that's actually kind of a threat. For more Klavan-y Klavanists, like and subscribe, and also subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.